Hey, I think we're live. Good morning, everybody. This is Marlis Huebner. I am a new member of this amazing group, and I'm very excited to be here today. I'm in Germany right now, so for me it is 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'm sitting here with my coffee. Um, and I'm coming to you today because I want to talk about how to easily thrive in business, marriage, and motherhood. So, this is going to be especially for the mompreneurs in here of you. If you're tuning in, let me know. I love to get comments and any likes and anything you have, bring them on, bring them on. So let me tell you how my next 25 minutes can help you. If you are a mompreneur and you find yourself always torn between your kids and your husband and giving attention to your business, then I really want you to listen in because I have been in that situation for many, many years and it was literally pulling me apart and driving me crazy until I started paying attention to one tiny, tiny little thing that literally changed everything. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and why you should be, why am I here and why you should be listening to me. So my name is Dr. Marlis Huebner, and my background is actually in science, in immunology and neuroscience, to be exact. I have a PhD from the University of Cambridge. And when I finished my PhD in, when was that, 2009, I want to say, I was actually pregnant in my last year. So I had a child before I even got a proper job, so to speak. And so I started my career in corporate America with my husband together, very ambitious, climbing up the career ladder, putting in a lot of hours, putting in a lot of work. And it kind of felt good with the first child. But then when my second child was born, my daughter in 2013, things kind of got out of whack, the pressure at work was really high. It was the typical, 9 to 5 grind. And it's a typical, like, only if you have FaceTime in the office, you can make it. And I started getting really, I want to say almost depressed, really, and depressed and angry. I was really, really angry because I was literally working my butt off. And then I would come home and I didn't have any energy left. I didn't have, the mental space left to be with my kids, to just fully enjoy them. And it was my kids, quite frankly, who got like the bad side of me and the monster mommy moments. And so this was about, I want to say, 6 years ago. And so I was like I think many of you in here probably, right? Let me know if you've left the corporate world, or do I have to say I did not leave the corporate world? um, so, but anyway, back then I thought I need to leave the corporate world because this is just BS. It doesn't work. It literally doesn't work. And so um, I was just about to do that. And luckily, I had a mentor who kind of pulled me to the side, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And I said, "Look, it's not worth it. It's just literally not worth it. I do not get to see my kids enough. I'm working my butt off, and it's kind of, it all feels really pointless." And I was very, very unhappy. And so basically basically what happened is, back then my personal development journey started. And so I went into this whole field of mindset work and all that stuff. And while mindset work is really great, and if you are in a business, then most of you know that, the success of your business relies 80% on your mindset and only about 20% on your strategies. And what I'm here to tell you today is that I think it's not actually your mindset. That is just one tiny piece of the puzzle. The secret really lies in your emotional coding, whether you are being successful in every area of your life. So most of us women have only learned to work their butt off in whatever they want to achieve, right? Because if you think about it, the feminine energy in this world is not really being valued, right? So, what is valued in this world is working hard, being powerful, putting in a lot of hours, kind of going over the top. And so, if you are a mom and you want to grow a business, most moms that I see doing it, they do it in a way that they sacrifice, quite frankly, not just their family life, they sacrifice themselves. They only know the way of doing it in putting in extra long hours, working night shifts. Like most of the moms I talk to, they basically take care of their kids during the day, and then during the night, they turn on their laptop and then they kind of go to their business. They hardly sleep, and they work so hard because that's the only way we've ever learned, basically. And what I'm here to tell you is that working hard is not getting you anywhere, because it's when we work and work hard all the time, we are literally working against our system, and at some point we're going to break. And so I want to show you as a very simple trick that did change everything for me. So when I was at this time where I was at my personal, burnout and personal meltdown, I started to go and, did what a lot of this, like, turn it to myself. I started looking inwards, and I, did a lot of mindset work. I started with meditation, did yoga. Like everybody told me, it's like, you need to reduce your stress levels. You need to have more self care. You need to have more time for yourself. And all those things are really great and they're fantastic tips. But the thing is, if it's not our mindset that creates our reality, it's our emotions that create our reality every day. It's our emotions that decide over how successful you are going to be in your business. It's our emotions that decide over whether the strategy that you just purchased is going to be working for you or not. I when I was in this personal development journey, I invested so much money. Like I went from course to course to course. I bought, I got like, my eyes were caught by every freebie that was out there. And and just literally like hunting, what else can I get, what else do I need, and oh my god, there is so much, there is so much. And it was like a lot of it was great and it helps, but the reality was that none of it really got me to like to make me feel aligned with all my areas in my life and to make it feel easy. I just always wanted things to be easy. I want things to be easy in my life. I want things to be just flowing to me in my life. I don't want to put in a lot of effort. I just want the things to like literally happen for me. But in order for that, for us to happen, in order for things to actually really be easy, we need to stop putting in a lot of hard work. We need to stop just going, and doing. That's the masculine program inside of us. And so, um, what I want you to realize is that the simple trick to literally having it all with freaking ease, like with freaking ease, it happens to me every day, is by start paying attention to your emotions. Your emotions run the show. Your emotions decide over everything in your life, literally everything. They decide over like how amazing your relationship is with your spouse. They decide over how connected you are to your kids. They decide over how successful your business is. You can do all the meditation, you can do all the mindset work, you can do all the visualizations and all that stuff. If you do not understand how to read your emotions, you can have the best marketing strategies in the world. They are not going to get you anywhere. Let me tell you something. Every course you buy, everything like you get out there, like all those strategies, they work. They do work. Like all of like the people that are putting stuff out there, it is amazing. But how often has it happened to us that we go and buy something, we get a course, and then we don't end up doing it because, life gets in the way. Life gets in the way all the time. And the reason we don't do these things, the reason the strategies don't work for us is because of our emotions. So what I want you to understand is that the way this actually works is that everything in life is happening for us, everything. And so if something doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, you need to start paying attention in a very, very different way. Typically, what we have learned to do is with our emotions is to control them. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that all of us do. We're being taught like you have to pull yourself together, like especially if you're in a professional environment. Let's say you're in a professional environment and somebody really annoys the hell out of you. We obviously, in order to stay professional, we swallow it down. We go like, "Oh, okay, okay, I need to like, I can't burst out here, right?" And then we take it up and it's literally being stored inside of our body. And at some point later, we go home and then our husband says something and then um, we lose it over him. And we never realize actually that that is related to like what happened the day before. And quite frankly, it's not even related to that. It's related to what at some point happened in your past. And so what I want you to see is that if if you we have never really learned how to process emotions, so which means that we believe if we are more successful in our business, if I'm going to make a lot of money in my business, I can finally be free, right? Like how many of us are having businesses because it's always two reasons: I want more time for my kids and I just want to be financially free. What we do not realize is actually that money cannot give us that feeling. We are the ones who decide whether we have that free feeling or not. So it's inside, like we need to decide first that we are actually free. You are already free. You just have to see that. You it's not what you do in your external world that will change anything of you. That's why, for example, when people become millionaires and win the lottery overnight, they can't deal with the money. They don't know what to do with it. That's why 90% or whatever the number is, I can't really remember, is they literally lose that money within the first couple of years because they do not have the emotional coding to deal with that amount of money. And so what I basically just want you to think about is like, why are you doing your business? What are you really, really chasing? What is the unmet need inside of you that you are trying to fill? And because where you want to get to is a place where you feel that that is actually already here. Everything you want in your life is already here. You just can't see it because of your emotional coding. And so then we just keep chasing. We keep chasing for the next free course. We keep chasing for the next strategy. We keep chasing for the next person who can help us do this. We don't realize that we still work our ass off. We still work our ass off. And we actually are still not doing what our soul tells us to do. And so why am I telling you all this? The reason I'm telling you all this is when you start paying attention to your emotions, then life becomes easy. That's when your marriage, your business, everything in motherhood become aligned and everything is like in flow. And it's just really easy because today I have I'm a director in corporate. I lead a $10 billion business. I have a team of 10 people. I run a coaching business. I teach emotional resilience in corporate. I teach it to my business owners. I have two kids. My husband has a full-time corporate job and we still get to spend a lot of time together. I do not work 60 hours every week. I don't. And the only reason I don't do that is because I started paying attention to my emotions. I started paying attention to what the world around me is telling me. And the other thing that I realized is the success of your business comes in last. It comes in after we clear all the crap that is going on between us and our kids and between us and our spouses. So when when I was struggling to, you know, grow my coaching business in the online world, which is a zoo, quite frankly, and we don't really know how to do that. I went from one course to the next, from one course to the next, and all those courses were fantastic. All of them had amazing strategies, right? But the reason I never could execute, or like the strategies didn't work for me, was because I couldn't see clearly. I couldn't see clearly. I was I didn't feel secure on like, oh, you know, how can I just like, I don't know what to talk about. If I go online, I don't know what to talk about. What am I going to talk about? Right? I didn't know how to write content, like all that stuff. But it wasn't because I didn't really know how to do that. It was because I was emotionally clocked up. And I was so overly worried about, what are people going to think about me? Are they even going to listen to me? Oh my God, is my hair good today? Right? Like when we go online and do these live videos, how freaking scared are a lot of us, because we are so overly concerned of coming across as adding value. But all those things don't matter. They do not matter. It's about finding an alignment within yourself, and what do you actually want? What do you want? And the reason we can't see clear, the reason we don't know very often what we want is because we are so clogged up with all sorts of emotions, with all sorts of limiting beliefs that tell us this is the right way and this is kind of the wrong way of how to do things. But there is no right or wrong way. There is only your way. There is only your way. And if you detach yourself from that emotional baggage, once you clear out your emotions from your system, life becomes very easy. So, you know how we often try to be extremely productive? Like we do. We go, we run. Okay, let's do the next thing. Let's do the next thing. Let's do the next thing. And we try to squeeze in a gazillion things in a day. We believe we need to pump up our productivity um, to be more successful. We believe we need to get our time management under control, right? It's not about time management. It's never about time management. The success of your business, the time you spend with your kids in your marriage, is never about time management. There is no such thing as time management. The only thing we can manage is our energetic system, right? It's our emotions. The more we learn to see and recognize our emotions and clear the ones we don't want, literally clear them out of our system, time just falls into place exactly the way you need it to, because you are going to be in alignment with what you want, and you're going to be crystal clear of how you are going to align things between motherhood, between your marriage and your business. Everything, like, the more we try to be productive, the more we try to manage our time, is usually something that only comes with discipline, and it only comes with willpower. And how often have you tried to manage your time? To get a calendar, to be more, to do this and fix that and do this. And then it didn't work, or you gave up after 1 week, right? How many of us have bought, like, hey, the layout of your online content for the next year, you don't have to think about anything. We buy the program, we get it, we're like super excited, we start doing it, and we're doing it for like 20 days, and then we didn't stick to it anymore. Or let me give you another example. How often have you tried to lose weight and it didn't work? You were super excited at the beginning, you did lose a couple of pounds, it was all fantastic, and then you kind of gave up because it's too hard. Because the reason we start all these things, everything we're doing for our business, is like we're using our consciousness, we're using our willpower, but the emotions are what run the show. So if you struggle to pull off things in your business, if you struggle to like push through things in general, right? Like, and be consistent, it's not your willpower, it's not your discipline. It's always in your emotions. Everything is in your emotions. And so, you guys, we are so hung up in our minds. We are so living in our brains. What we have to see is that only 5% is what is actually in our consciousness. It's literally 5%. 95% of what you are doing every day, 95% of the decisions you are making, 95% of your happiness, your success, your joy, your whatever, is driven by your subconscious and by your body. Your subconscious mind is literally driven, like, is your body. And so we as adults, we try so hard to bring logic to everything, to think and try and solve our problems, try to solve our time management with the 5% logic. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to do it there, and da, 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 and we're like all organized and like super, and we feel really great about it. But 95% is run by your subconscious, and that's run by your emotions. So if you're not succeeding, if you're not successful, is because you are literally just using 5% of what your entire human system is capable of. It's 5%. It's 5%. And so what most of us or let me say, what was really eye-opening for me is the way our human design works basically is that the way I always tell my clients is you have two tools. You have your thoughts and you do have your emotions. And quite frankly, we know nothing about how to really properly use them and how to be the driver of this, like divinity that we are, like kind of in this human body basically, right? We don't really know, or we find it very hard to control our thoughts, and to steer them in the right direction. And then everybody comes and tells you, oh, you need to have a positive mindset, you need to have a positive mindset. It doesn't work. Affirmations, if you've tried affirmations and being grateful and all those things and meditation, and you felt frustrated because it didn't work for you, I tell you why. The reason it's not working is because of your emotions. See, the thing is, what we do with positive affirmations is, if we have not cleared our emotional system, all our emotions are stored in our body. Emotions are formed from your memory of the past, right? All of them are stored in our body. And when we do not clear the ones we don't want to have, you can do all the affirmations, you can do all the meditations that you want. It's not going to work, because basically what you're doing is, I want you to think of, like, and this is maybe not the nicest analogy, but think of your body is like, it's like all your emotions are in a garbage. They're in a litter bin, right? It's a bin full of garbage. And if you're clogged up with a whole bunch of emotions, like you're feeling anxious, you're feeling insecure, you're having self-doubts, you're not feeling confident enough, da 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 da. When you do meditation, it literally sprays perfume over that garbage. And so it smells really good for a short period of time. But at some point, the true the truth, like what is really driving you as a human, what is really getting you to make the decisions and decide over your behavior, is coming from your emotions. And so, what a lot of us do is, they have not cleared their entire system. They have not cleared the system to be so clean that you can feel so free. That is what it is to feel free, you guys. Freedom comes from being emotionally clean, from being emotionally free, literally, and not being hijacked by emotions of self doubt and insecurity. And so there's a 3-step process that I teach. It's very easy because what and it starts with seeing your triggers. Triggers, you guys, are the best gift of the universe. Starting to pay attention to what triggers you in your life. How does your husband trigger you? How do your kids trigger you? How do your business partner trigger you? How do politicians trigger you? When you go on Facebook, what triggers you on Facebook? All those things are holding information for you of what you need to clear up inside of you. And once you clear that, which is the second step, so first we start paying attention to our triggers. The second step is we clear those emotions. We literally extract the emotions out of our system. And I have a special technique that I teach on that is we clear our emotions. We get it out because they run the show. They decide over every step in your life, every decision, everything. They decide over your success. And when you clear that out of your system, then you can start anchoring in. Then you can start nurturing, which is the third step. That's when we then go and do, meditations that help us create the business that we want. We all want to make so much money. We want to make so much money, right? We want to be successful. Like, I mean, how freaking amazing would that be? The reason you're not making the money in your business today is because of your emotions inside of you. It's not because you don't have the right strategies. It's because you are not aligned with, I don't know how much you want to make, the $1 million you want to make, for example. It's because you're clocked up. You can't see it. You are not being the person you need to be to make a $10 income. And so once we clear those emotions and get them out of our way, that's when we manifest what we want. For those of you in the manifestation world, I mean, we manifest 24/7, right? We manifest all the time. We manifest all the time. And we get what our system is familiar with. So if you say you want a ton of money, but really your feeling is, oh no, I can't spend money over here. I'm living in lack. If you're living in lack, you can't get there. You can't get there because your emotional frequency is not aligned with the money that you want to make. And so if you found this helpful, if you really want to clear your entire system to get, to be truly aligned with the things that, quite honestly, all of us, at least if you're a mom, all of us want. We all want to have time for our kids. We all want to be connected with our kids. We all want to have an amazing sex life, right? We want our partners to support us. And we all want to make a lot of money. I mean, I always say, of course, I want a ton of money and I want a ton of love. It's money and love. We all want money and love, but we don't know how to do it because our emotions clock us up and you can't see. So I invite you to join me. We have a free day 5 course, and actually what we're starting with is anger, because a lot of us are angry and we suppress it. We're frustrated that things don't work out the way, so we go go go. We go go go. We look for more freebies. We look for more stuff. We're not getting anywhere. So if you're in that situation, I invite you to join us for a 5-day free course. We give this method away for free. And people ask why? Because we can. And because I think every person out there, every woman needs to know this to make her life freaking easy. I want you to live in flow. I want you to live in abundance. And I want you to do it the easy way. I don't want you to work your butt off. I don't want you to struggle. So join us. We're starting next week. It's 5 days. It's for free. You're going to love it. It's so much fun. Peeps rave about it. We're going to go into all the details of how to like what are triggers, what do they really mean, how do you find your triggers, how do you clear them out, and then how do you actually bring in what you want and align it and put it all together. So join me next week. I'll drop the link in the comments, and thank you for listening.